Yes. Welcome, dear Pippa. I'm so grateful and I appreciate very much that you've taken the time to have this talk with me.
Yes.
To tell the world who on earth is Pippa. What is the driving force behind all that you do, and why you are here, what your passion is about. And I just want to tell you how amazing these meetings are for me, because I really experience every soul that I meet as a diamond, like a diamond light. And I can literally see, like, as we talk about what ignites our inner light, I can just feel my light go on, your light go on. And I just have this vision, almost as if I'm looking at the earth from like this higher perspective, and just, seeing all this, all this lights, shining off there. So this is really a lot of fun, and I'm grateful to do this with you. And I would like to begin. I opened a book with a quote in it today, and it reminded me of you, especially because the word fire was in it. And if there's something that when I think of Pippa, I think of fire. I do, like passionate fire. You're a very inspiring person to me. I'll tell you why. It's because for me, you radiate comfort in being who you are as you are. Yes. Comfortable with your body, comfortable with who you are. And that's from the moment I first met you, has been very inspiring for me. So I want to tell you that first of all, and thank you for that.
Thank you.
So this is a quote by a woman called Mary Lou Retton. And the quote is, "Each of us has a fire in our heart for something. Find it and keep it lit." So I would love to know, Pippa, what is the fire in your heart, and how do you keep your fire alive?
Well, good question. I do everything with women. I work with women. I work with the body. I work with movement. I work with dance. So for me, the heart is a beautiful place to be in. But for a woman, I think it's even more important to go deeper or lower, to go inside the womb, inside the vulva, inside the yoni, to really light her fire from bottom up. Yeah. So if you only feel the fire here and you go up, it stays a little bit there. And what I believe in very much is that for delicious, passionate living, sensual living, you need all your senses. You need your womb, you need your whole body, you need your toes, you need your everything that makes you human, that makes your curves, your celebrating life means celebrating your body, because your body is a direct love partner of life. Life and the body, they dance together. And if in this dance, you light up your fire, from the body, from every part of your body, the heart goes with it simultaneously. So goes the spirit and the soul. So what I always teach women is to light up the body and to really feel what they really like, what is sensual for them, what is sexual for them. Use it as a creative energy. And the rest goes by itself. And when when you work from the how do you say?
The crown?
Bottom up? No, other way around.
From the crown down.
Yeah, it can be so hard work. You feel a lot of light when you meditate, but then you go down to the body, you go down to realistic life, and you feel like how to do this, how to bring it down. So that's why I believe in this, like a volcano, like bottom up. This is what I believe in.
Yeah, beautiful.
You take everything with you, your emotions, your darkness, your power, your mild and your wild, your whole body, all your curves, your color, whatever makes you you and unique. If this is what you give fuel, what you give fire to, the rest will go by itself, because it's
the rest will light up.
Yes.
Beautiful. So in fact, this quote you would probably say differently, because it said everyone has a fire in their heart, and you would say everyone has a fire in their Everyone has a fire in there. Well, for men,
in
what
their
would you say?
And of course, you have a fire in your heart and your spirit and your mind and your soul. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like that.
Yeah.
I think that for many people, embodying, our true essence, being comfortable in this physical body is a thing for a lot
Not
of
even being
people.
comfortable. It's not enough for me. If people say, I am okay with my body, and they come
like,
to my trainings or they
yeah.
read my books, I say, no, okay is very dull.
Yeah.
We don't want to be okay. We want to be in complete passion and complete surrender and complete fire with ourselves, with our life, with our body, with our partners, with sex, with everything. And so it's not, for me, it's not being comfortable. It's being like, almost like it's a delicious, like everything is like, and it doesn't mean everything is beautiful in your eyes. It doesn't mean everything is perfect. It's not like, I think my body is perfect. I don't think it's perfect. I think it's beautifully imperfect, but it's very passionate. And that's what I think is true beauty. When it's passion, it's beauty.
Yeah, it is, because that is exactly what I have seen in you and see in you. And it's very attractive when a person is not comfortable. As you say, comfortable is such a comfortable word.
Exactly.
But someone who's like fully in love, in that passionate fire, where you are living, living your life through your body, having that dance with life, that feels like hundreds of levels above comfortable. Yeah.
And you feel it immediately when, especially with women, also with men, but when they live completely in their body, when they celebrate their senses, when they walk around as if they smell more than others, they hear more than others, they see something. It's like, it's like a Mary Poppins world where all the birds are singing while the others don't even see or hear the birds. That's what I always tell my burlesque students. Create a magical world for your senses, for your body. Use clothes that you really love, so your body is completely becomes completely aligned with your life, and it can become a very beautiful dance and a delicious dance. And then the rest, the spirit, everything opens up, because it's all the spirit or the mind or the soul is, or the heart is already quite available. And if you love everything that you are, and I know it's a big concept right now in the world, body positivity, love yourself, but it's not even loving yourself, it's celebrating what you have, and not focusing on what you not have. And this is,
I love it.
This is the
very
fire
much.
also. And what I tell the women that I work with is, how do you keep your fire alive? What you do every day to build up your fire, to how to say, to have enough wind, but not too much cold wind that blows it out. And also, what do you put on your fire? Is it like a blanket, so the whole fire goes away, too much safety or too much comfort? Or do you put some oil on it or some good wood? And what is the wood in your life? What brings you in fire? What lights your fire? And for every woman, that can be something completely different. And for every man, that can be completely something different. Yeah.
I love that. Celebrate your senses. I think that was what your book, Eén met de bron, translated in English, One with Source, that your book was about that, about how you can celebrate your senses, and through your senses experience that oneness. Right. So that's
and it sounds so simple that some people think, well, all the animals celebrate their senses, all children, all enlightened masters are in their senses. Everyone has senses, but that's what makes it so beautiful, because everyone can do it. Yes, it's like some people are almost like disappointed, like, why is it so simple? Because it's the highway to heaven, and everyone has it. It doesn't matter even if you're a plant or a tree or an animal or an enlightened master, you have it. And if you really know what arouses you and what arouses your senses, you become in a kind of ecstasy, ecstatic living. And
Yes.
from that point of view, you always love your body.
Yeah.
So it's not a concept of loving your body, it's embodying passion, embodying self-love.
Yes.
And while embodying it, all the images fall away.
Yeah.
So it's another kind of process than this whole concept of self-love. This is not the thing I work with.
I can feel the difference. Yeah.
Yes, I work with movement. I work with body work. I work with a lot of things inside the body. So the body recognizes the love and not as a concept.
Yeah. And I noticed that in your work, you have a very authentic way in your work and bringing about that that passion and that fire, very very authentic. And it's funny also what you said, you know, that there are two ways that you can look at that concept of, well, everyone has it, you know, the senses. You can either be like disappointed, everyone has it, or everyone has it.
Exactly.
This is amazing, you know, we all have this.
Also that everyone can do it, because all the children, they live in a very sensitive, almost sensual way. They touch, they feel, they hear, everything is like a miracle. And life can become like that again if you make your body and life work together, dance together. It can become like a party, like, what am I smelling now? And every day I am very conscious about this, the colors that I choose, the material, the environment, the sense in the air, everything. Every day it's the one thing I'm very focused on, because my body has to be like a flower in the right nourishment, in the right earth, with the right amount of sunshine, with the right amount of rain. So you cannot just the flower is not working, so I put it somewhere else. No, you have to change the environment. You have to change what brings me alive, what lights my fire, and how can I keep on doing whatever lights my fire.
So tell me more about that then. What lights Pippa's fire?
My fire, or
your fire?
My fire, I am a very sensual person. So for me, living a sensual life, I don't even understand how people do without it. The first thing I do in the morning, the last thing I do in the night is putting aromatic oils, working on my environment, choosing what I'm wearing, touching. When I walk in a forest, I'm touching everything. I'm even walking bare feet, even in wintertime. I kiss the trees, I kiss the leaves. I try to smell everything that I come across. And of course, also for me, because I wrote this book about epic erotic romance, the sexual energy, and together with spirit, because there's a lot of disconnection between those things in the world, and especially with women, but also with men, actually. And what I try to do every day is do something that ignites my spirit, and also using my sexual energy in whatever way. It's not only with a partner, it can be creative, it can be dancing, it can be wild energy, it can be just using exercises for my body, so I feel literally the fire inside of my body. There's a lot of exercises for that. So I do this kind of thing every day, because I believe when you become completely connected inside yourself with all your different body parts, with body, mind, and soul, it's much more easier to connect with others, because the jealousy doesn't play a part. If you already dare completely as a whole, you don't want to do this to other people. It's not a party. You want a party.
There's no competition.
There's no competition. And there is also no vergelijk. What do you say in English?
Comparison.
Because this is what is so much in the world, like she has more beautiful hair, more beautiful breasts, but better this,
comparing yourself.
It doesn't matter anymore, because if you really enjoy all the different forms of life, and if you see it as an expression of life, this body, like a flower, you don't want the whole field only with lavender or only with roses. You want the wild flower field. So if you really become a lover of life, you become a lover of all bodies, all sorts, all forms, all colors. It cannot be any other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that sentence jumped out for me. Become a lover of life. Yeah.
Yes.
Or become life's lover.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. I love it. So what would you've given a lot of great messages, a lot of inspiring things you've said. Is there anything else that if I were to ask you, like, so what message would Pippa love to leave the world? You know, it's like, what message would you like to leave behind? You know, like to leave your message, your mark on the earth. If there were a message from your soul that you would like to share with people, what would that be?
Truly, to become completely who you are, and it means from the depth to the most. So also the deep and the dark and the sacred and the secret and the light, and to stop dividing things, in black and white, in good or wrong. What I would really love is that's why I work through women, because I always say women is actually not even my mission, but I believe that when women start really loving each other and their selves and their bodies, they become very aware of what's happening to the earth right now, to the animals, to other people. And women are caring by themselves. So that's why I start with women. It's not that I only love women. I love children, I love men. But I think that when this whole concept of being so almost self-centered in self-negativity, when you stop doing that, you have a lot of senses and a lot of space and a lot of room inside yourself to really fulfill your mission, to look around in the world, like, where am I needed? What can I do? What can I bring? And if you keep on thinking, oh, it's not good enough what I bring, or my talents are not as good as I don't know who,
or I'm not getting enough, because like you said, people are, like you said, self-centered negativity, right? So people are like, oh, I'm not getting enough, things are not working out well for me. And you're saying, you know, to
well, I'm like, stop being negative and start changing the world. Start getting involved. And you don't need to be big. There's a lot of people living on the streets in Holland. You can go on the streets and help them. You know, there's always a place where you can go and where you can give something. So it's not even a far mission. It's just a very small mission. I think even the small things can do really big can have really big results.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
the self-centeredness that comes out of being divided, being separated inside the self, and self-negativity, and always working on yourself, and also use some humor, sense of humor. I mean, when you're not perfect, hallelujah. Why do you want to be perfect? It's so boring. So use some sense of humor, laugh at life, and use some laughter. And even if it's just my mission to make people happier with themselves and with others, it would already be a perfect mission for me.
Yeah. Awesome. I love it. Well, I personally can say it's already worked for me. So with you on the list of Kaiyann, you can go, okay, check, mission complete.
Good. Then I will stop now. I will just start reading books because that's what I love to do for myself. But yes, to brighten up the world, and to my book One with Source was also very much about spreading not only the light, but really spreading happiness, and not a happiness in a way like, oh, there is no darkness. No, happiness in a very almost like a childlike way, like I can cry, I can be angry, but I'm still a happy child, you know? Everything can be there, and you can still be full of fire, full of passion, doing what you love.
Yeah, because you used a poem in your book. Was it from Tone?
But I don't know how to translate it in English.
But I know that's what I felt that that's what you meant. But anyway, Toon Hermans, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So he wrote a Dutch poem, and the poem is about zonne aansteken, right? So that means igniting the light in others by being that light yourself, you know, and you are it yourself.
Sunshine in others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone, all these lights going on, everyone igniting their own inner light by being in the presence of others who are doing the same from within.
And in a very physical, sensitive, sensual, almost sexual way, because this is the portal to life. People can be very strange about sex, but this is the way how we are here. Our parents had sex, and that's why we're here in life. Yeah, so
it's the truth.
It's God's way to give you a birth. And if you want a rebirth, go through that portal again. It will always work.
Yeah, well, what did people think the Big Bang was? No, just
I love that one. Yes. And even if you, you know, if you ignite a sun, what you said, sunshine or light, it doesn't mean there's no darkness. I can be a star in a dark night. I don't have to wait till now the world is light. Now I can be light too. No, you don't have to wait.
No, but you mentioned earlier on, you were speaking of duality, right? You said light and the dark, good and the bad, right or wrong. And I think that the concept of light and dark also is a thing. You know, people get confused about light only being good, happy, pure, whatever, and darkness being negative, evil, whatever it is. And that's a very programmed concept, I find. And for me, I find
very much. Yeah.
The beauty for me personally, the light is born from the darkness, you know.
Exactly.
The darkness is just the nothingness, that quietness, that 0 pointness of infinite stillness from with infinite potential, and from that space, life.
Yes.
And light is one of those things, you know. So I think darkness from the sense of universal truth is a very beautiful thing, and nothing to do with the way humans have defined it, basically. So.
And I call it in my trainings, I call it the 24-hour consciousness. It's not about the 12 hours that we're awake. It's also the dream world, the dark, the night.
People sleep for 12 hours? Who are these people?
Who are these people? People without children. But and also the sensual or the sexual energy of women. When you do dark burlesque, for example, it's a name. It means you're coming, like you do a lot of tiger movements or snake movements or wild movements, and it's not that when you become more wild that you cannot be mild anymore. It goes together, you know. This is like a rainbow consciousness instead of the yin yang black and white consciousness. There's a whole array of colors. You don't need to choose black or white.
Yeah, beautiful. I like it. Mild and wild. Wild and mild. Yeah, good. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing your heart with me and with everyone watching this.
You too. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. No.
You beautiful star.
Star in the dark.
Shining star you are.
Lots of love and thank you. Bye, sweetie.